Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another episode of Crime Centric. This being a show where we talk about crime dramas that I watch. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about the latest episode of Blindspot. A great episode. A lot of stuff went down in this episode, so let's break it down. Obviously, there's a whole situation about the fact is Kurt's still trying to decipher Allie's message about, they're being, continue the mission, but he's like, what mission? Then there's a whole thing about, Rich doing the whole nautical, aesthetic he's going for, but then obviously they end up finding out about a new tattoo. The Cerberus tattoo is posted in these newspapers or whatever from the three different places Jane's lived over the course of the series, which is entirely her life. And obviously it seems like, all right, these might be some next clues they need to figure out. And I love Kurt being like, all right, let's get to it, people. And Patterson's like, whoa, just get to it. Like, she's like, come on, guys, this is a tattoo. She's like, I know we've got a lot on our minds right now, but come on, this is what we used to live for. This used to be our thing, and now we're just gonna be like, about it. It's like, no, we're this close. Yeah, things aren't going 100% the way we want to, but we're tracking the zip. We're this close to finding out what Madeline's up to and stopping her. So come on, let's do that over again. And Rich kind of rewinds it a little bit, and Kurt's like, all right, Rich, Patterson, do what we do best. And she's like, all right, that's much better. I was like, that's actually a pretty dope thing. So obviously Kurt starts thinking about the idea of maybe Allie, was a part of who's ever sending these tattoos and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, so they start figuring it out, but then it's like, who else might she be working with? But then because of the tattoos, Patterson was able to kind of triangulate where it's all coming from, and it's coming from Mattel. And then it's like, wait a minute, that's where Keaton is, because, Tasha knows that's where he got sent off to. So it's like, so he's a part of this as well. So she wants to go meet him, but it's like, we don't know who could be waiting on the other side, but she, time is of the essence. Obviously the zip is also moving too. It's heading to the States, but they don't know what port it's going to end up at, because there's dozens and dozens of ports it could end up at. So it's a situation so how are we going to figure this out? Time is of the essence, because we have, depending on the port it lands at, we have less than 24 hours to get to the shipment. So it's like, what are we going to do? And Tasha ends up going, and I love that Patterson gives Tasha that little pet, and it's like, wait, she's like, is this supposed to be because of the whole baby thing? It's like, no, this is, you feed it, you water it and stuff like that, because it's like, it's going to be actually our way of communicating, and I was like, oh, that's super sweet. It's like, and also touch its nose to give it signs of affection, and then Tasha touched Patterson's nose. I was like, family. It's like, it's so adorable, dude. The familyness of it all, I just thought was amazing. And kind of tying that all together, it's like, because you have Kurt being like, mine's a bear. Why? Because I'm I forgot the word he used, but she's like, no, because you're like a mama bear. When a mama bear gets when someone becomes between them and their cub, they rip them apart. It's like that, and you're also scruffy. And it's just kind of it's like, well, it's better than being a baby flamingo, Jane says. And it's like, oh no, she's like, flamingos, their legs can withstand acid, they can swallow hot water. She's like, all right, it's better that it was either that or Rich's possum, and I figured you wouldn't want that. And I love it. So it's like, all right, as they were leaving, they're smiling and laughing, and Patterson's like, what? Jane was like, I just thought about it. These are about pressing the buttons to save their lives. You press buttons to save our lives. So I guess we're kind of like your little Neopets type of thing. And Kurt's like, yeah, thanks for always keeping us alive. And I was like, oh, this family stuff. Oh, it's so warm. It's so comforting. It's so beautiful. I'm like, the family. I love that stuff. That, it's not just a team. It is a family, and they've grown so close over the years. And I'm just like, oh, that's so amazing. At the same time, Tasha meets up with Keaton. I was like, oh man. I was like, holy crap. Sadly, Madeline knows. That's why I was kind of caught off guard, because I was like, why would she know to look for Tasha? How? It's like, oh, here's a 33%. This is Tasha. But I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. How did you do that? I mean, I get every agency is looking for you, but still, to jump on it that quick, it just didn't make any sense. she got to Keaton, and he explained. I love the explanation of like how this all started. It actually started with Allie coming to Keaton, so it's like he's in a position where he can't really give any information out, but he tried to work with them. We find out it's not just them. Boston's involved. I was like, of course it's going to be Boston because he got brought up in this season, so it's like of course you got to bring him up at least one more time. And it's just like the moment, because I think Boston did it too, because like, well, he slightly cares about the team, but more so than anything, despite everything, he does care about Rich as well, especially when he found out Rich was going to get sent to North Korea. So it's like, dude. And so it's like, you are an artist. He's like, yeah, I am, aren't I? And he's the one who actually sent out the first clue. He was the one in the jacket and everything. I was like, that's so cool. It actually makes sense. I should have, in retrospect, it's like, it actually makes sense considering him being the one who's kind of got that artistic flair to it. So of course, so it's like, that's interesting. But at the same time, it's like Boston went dark around the time. Well, he went underground after that, but he hasn't been able to get in contact with Boston since Allie got taken in. And so he was just, but then like the fact of the matter is like the way Keaton was grilling her, Tasha was like, oh, this ain't making any sense. And she looks at his computer and she's like, why isn't that covered up? He's like, what? She's like, you being paranoid about all that? Why would you not? And he's like, oh, must have forgot about when I was talking to my family. I was like, the moment it happened, I was like, shit, the person getting beat up at the beginning was him. I was like, they threatened his family, of course. I was like, no. And he pulls a gun on Tasha and it's like, she's like, you got tortured, that's all it took. And he was like, no, they've got my family. But she's like, the moment you do what Madeline wants you to do, she's going to kill you. She's going to kill me once she gets what, because that's who Madeline, but for him, it's like my family's being threatened. It's just much like Kurt's family. Like, it's like, this is how Madeline plays. Madeline plays dirty. So it's like, damn it, dude, it's like, holy crap. Then Madeline shows up and she's like, you've done your job, Keaton. And Keaton was like, good luck to Tasha or something like that. And he points the gun and they end up killing Keaton. I was like, no, we literally just found out about you last episode and now, damn. It's like, no, they're not holding any punches this season, dude. It's like, wow, you already took Reed, now you're killing Keaton. Hell, you killed Sho earlier in the season too. It's like, you just gonna kill every familiar face we know? Come on, don't do that. And it sucks, but I'm gonna really quickly say something. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Because Keaton was almost like, best of luck to you. Like, it almost sounded like he had a backup plan. It's like, oh, who's on the camera? I guarantee you, it wasn't Madeline or anyone else. Because I feel like Madeline didn't make a point to kind of like stop it. She didn't know that was recording. Someone else was watching. I think someone else, it might even be Boston. Boston might actually be out there and he might have been recording that, or maybe there's a fourth partner in all this that we're not aware of. Maybe it's going to be someone we find out about later on. But I think someone was recording that. Like everything Tasha and Madeline were talking about, even the stuff between Keaton and Tasha, I think that was getting recorded. So everything that Madeline's been a part of is going to be like distributed everywhere eventually. I think someone was on the other side of that recording, on the other side of that webcam, or recording that or watching it or screen capping, whatever the case may be. That's what I think, because I feel like Madeline would have made a point of it. Maybe, I don't know. That's what I'm curious about, because that might be why Keaton was like, I need to know more about what she's up to, because I need you to, I'm not explaining everything just because in case someone else is listening. Maybe not. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe it is simply like, no, Madeline was watching. Maybe that's why she just happened to show up when she showed up, just because she was watching. But it's like, just a part of me felt like there was more to that. But like I said, there's a good chance. That's what my mind immediately went to. That's me being optimistic. The other side of me is like, I'm probably like super wrong. And the sad, pessimistic truth is, no, it was her or someone associated with her. The job is on watching, So there's all of that. There's a whole thing with White's going to a friend for help and stuff like that. And she's like, last time I went to help you, it was for Madeline. He's like, no. This is about, taking her down. It's like, all right, why are you working with her? She's blackmailing me. And he spills the beans on everything that she's blackmailing him for. And it's like, he has to relate, okay, I might have, done a drone strike on American soil on an American who didn't actually do anything. And a friend will kind of like, oh my God, he's like, I know. How about we just kind of put my stuff, we kind of package that away for now, and then we kind of focus on this Madeline thing. So they're going to go and looking into Shirley's computer and stuff like that. So, and it's like, all right, good job. And she's like, I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for Tim. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, I know. Yeah, me too. It's like, no, you're doing it for yourself and the team, mainly yourself. But later on, they hack into kind of like Shirley's computer and they find all the blackmail. I even love a friend's name. He's like, a friend. Aha, Miss Holier Than Thou. It looks like you got some skeletons in the closet. They click on it. It's empty. He's like, oh, well, good job on you being a good person and everything. I love that. Like you're about to get on your high horse, and then she immediately knocked you down because it's like, oh, a friend's just actually a straight up good person that they couldn't find any dirt on. So I just thought that was kind of a nice. It had to be a good strike to his ego. But at the same time, it's like, all right, once we delete all of this, all the people that are under Madeline's control will no longer be, especially because there are officials all over the place, people in the FBI, people higher up in the government, like obviously showing you she's killed, blackmailed, and cutthroat her way to the top. Obviously, that comes as no surprise. But a friend is actually kind of worried about deleting all this because she's like, if I delete all this, she didn't get into everyone else, but in particular, she knows what Whites has done. It's like, if I delete this, I'm giving you a free card to kind of get away with all you've done. He's like, yeah, but this is about, I was hoping, at the very least, this is what I was hoping, that Whites had actually copied what he had did, and that at the end of the day, it's like, I'm going to present this blackmail. She can't use it on me. Even if I have to go to prison, yes, this is what I did. I need to pay for my crimes. I thought he was going to do something good-natured like that. No, because later on we find out he's just straight up trying to run away. So it's like, okay, so that's kind of a, so I was like, oh, that kind of gets rid of that thought of I was having of, hey, maybe he'll, do the right thing. Because even a friend's like, she just doesn't know if, she's like, I know you want to do the right thing. Now, whether you'll actually do it, she's like, that's the thing I don't know, but we'll find out. She ends up deleting all the blackmail. But the thing I was bringing up too is that was just focused on Matthew's blackmail. Who knows what the hell, like, serious dirt she had on those other people. So should they be held accountable for their crimes? I mean, it also depends on, like, what dirt she ended up getting on them. I mean, maybe Matthew, like, Whites has the, like, dirtiest dirt of all, so his situation might be different. You never know. Who knows if they actually went through all the dirt individual for all the people they had blackmail. Because I even love this, like when Whites had looked at Shirley's computer, like, oh, I hate that. I hate that guy. It's like, yeah, anytime you see Shirley, you're just like, oh, he sucks. Just especially because it's like you're a scummy lawyer to the extreme because you're Madeline's lawyer. Because it's bad enough being a scummy lawyer, but even a bigger scummier lawyer because of Madeline. Regardless. Then there's the whole situation with the bunker getting compromised because it took a while, but it clicked in Patterson's head. This whole thing was a trap. It's meant to be a puzzle that we keep working on because the entire time they're tracking us. But by the time she tried to shut down all the power, they'd already got found out. Jane and Weller hadn't even left the building yet. They were still in the elevator. But it's like, then they get the notice of like the bunker's compromised. So it's like, all right, what do we do? That means the people are here. And it led to some very beautiful moments. I mean, this whole thing of like, all right, they got to get out of here. They got to burn this place to the ground so that Madeline doesn't know what they found on the computers and everything. And there was that moment, like, because Patterson's beating herself up. She's like, it's my fault. This all happened. Like, Rich was like, I've always thought, ever since I was a kid in kindergarten, like, I thought I was the smartest person in the room. She's like, yeah, you always say that. For him, it's like, yes, but for like the past 4 years, that's all changed when I've been around you guys because you are, in fact, the smartest person in the room. Circling back, because like the bits between them and stuff like that, because it's like, oh yeah, this Cerberus tattoo might be more important than the Blackbird tattoo. Reveal us something much more important than the Blackbird tattoo. And Rich was like, the Blackbird tattoo left in me. And Patterson's like, I know exactly what I said. And they had this like look, like just like that little back and forth. Once again, I love Patterson and Rich's relationship as what it's developed in over the course of the years. But for him to be like, I used to think I was the smartest person until I met you, and the fact of the matter is him being like, you are the smartest person I know. So yeah, we might not get Madeline today, but we will eventually get her. And even if this place gets burnt, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is I know you got other places lined up because you are really good. You were really smart at what you're doing. And even she was almost caught by surprise, like, holy crap, like, he gave like a real, I'm butchering it, but it was very beautiful. And then she's like, you got a whole bunch of those stashed away. He's like, oh yeah, you should hear the one I've got written about Tasha's kid when she grows up and says she wants to be an actress. I was like, that's so sweet. It makes you wonder what the other things are he's going to say about Kurt, say about Jane. And what specific circumstances he written some up for. But obviously Patterson's got a backup plan, and it's a whole situation of she's going to be the one to set the bombs and everything. And him saying all that stuff made her go like, all right, like, I need to go ahead and say some stuff too. She's like, I said when we first met, I said some terrible stuff like you're a decent hacker. And he was like, oh yeah. She's like, no. You are the best hacker I know. And you are just a great person. I was like, I literally was just like, oh, the feels. Once again, family, friendship. Oh, it's so beautiful. So he's buying them time, trying to buy Patterson time, literally while, Jane and Kurt were like, saying that they love each other and they were just going to make a stand. But they hear that it's cops, and they know that Ivy's putting them in the fire, laying the fire, because like Ivy knows we won't kill cops to get to her, so they end up having to surrender. But they're like, we'll make a way, we'll get out of this somehow, because it's like Tasha's still out there, so is Patterson and Rich. We can make this happen. You just got to believe. I believe that. And at the same time, there's the whole thing with Tasha, Madeline, being like, oh yeah, like everything, you've left a wake of destruction in your wake. Your NYPD partner died. Your FBI partner die. Now your CIA partner in front of you die. It's like everywhere you go, people care about die. Except for Reed. Oh, Reed was much more than a partner. She pushed the wrong button she shouldn't have pushed, and Tasha like breaks free and was about to strangle her. I was like, yo. But obviously Madeline doesn't want them dead right now. She wants to make an example of them, obviously, because she holds special resentment towards Tasha, because she was like, because when she initially met Tasha, she saw something in Tasha that reminded her of herself. But it turns out it's like, no, you're just kind of like a traitor and stuff like that. So, it's like the moment like Madeline was running her mouth off about Reed, of course I was going to set Tasha off, especially considering you're the reason why Reed died. Reed died protecting, Tasha and everything, and it was because of Madeline. So, but at the same time, it's like Rich is trying to get to Patterson. It's like, all right, she's setting the thermite and everything. Let's go. And then like Madeline's people come in, grab Rich, and start shooting at Patterson. She has to run back into the room, and the thermite's counting down, and the door closes when it reaches 0, and she's locked in there with the thermite, and you could tell Rich is screaming. I was like, no. You can't do this. No. I was like, not Patterson. No. It's like, come on. We can't have more depths in this team. I was like, no. I was like, okay, I don't want to believe it. I don't believe it. I know Patterson's smart. We just had this whole conversation. She got out of there somehow. I don't know how. She had to have gotten out of there. She had to. And now Rich ends up having to bring this up to like the team and everything. Then, letting Kurt and Jay know that she's gone. But it's like, dude, it can't be. I refuse to believe that. No, like she can't be going. Like that sucks. After everything, it's like, no. She came up with something in that last minute. She had to have a backup plan. Like, Patterson's always quick on her feet. She had to have gotten out of there. I know she did. I believe it. So on top of all that, a friend goes to White, says like, whoa, it looks like you're about to run because she no longer has dirt on you. He's like, yeah, like the fact of the matter is she can still kill me. But he's like, but the fact of the matter is you have to stay here. But for him, it's like, he can't, because one or two things are going to happen with her. You either go to jail or you die. I've dealt with the first thing. I got to run away and deal with the second. Because he's like, I want to go to DC and let all the people who were blackmailed by her know. But it's like, at the end, it's like White's showing his real colors. It's like, you're a coward, A friend is like, I was willing to give you a chance. And it's like, all for nothing. And so, as he's about to leave, she shows up with Ivy and the team in cuffs. And then they're hearing it up, a friend has to hear about it. But she's like, oh, Patterson, she must still be alive. And you say, like, Patterson, for the Fiverr capture, is like, yeah, she's dead. And it's like, and then the entire lab cutting off her computers because a friend was like, I'm rearranging things for now, but just until Patterson gets back. And it's like, that sucks. And it's just like, all of them dealing with that fact. Obviously, like, Madeline's going over in her head about the fact is that she had to zip her own son and everything. And now she's talking about how, like, all of this is all said and done. These terrorists, this group of people are all arrested. And we see each one of them being handcuffed to a table. But it's like, this can't be over. This isn't the end. I know that there's got to be more. There's at least probably one more person. If it's not Boston, there's at least one more person probably still out there in the know about all this. Like I said, I could be wrong, but I think whoever it is was behind that web camera. I could be mistaken, but it's like, things do not look good for the team. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I think this was episode 9. No, I'm wrong. This is episode 8. We've got 3 episodes left, dude. And the way things are shaping up, like, you hope that things, once again, someone had brought it up at the beginning, being like, before the the season aired, being like, I hope everything kind of ends happily ever after. Obviously, it's not, because there's been some death and destruction already, and there's probably going to be even more so in the next 3 episodes. Who knows how this is all going to play out. I think White's is going to be the key. Now, what he's necessarily going to do, I don't know. But like I brought that up, I think White's is going to sacrifice himself in the end of the day to try and do the right thing, because all this came about because of him. He's the reason why things have kind of gotten as far as they have. His whole need for self-preservation has led to a lot of this. So I think this is going to be no time for him to finally nut up and do what he needs to do. Now, what that would necessarily look like, we'll have to wait and see. That's, like I said, this is how I'm seeing this whole thing play out, but we won't know for sure until it's all said and done. But I'm very, very, very curious to ultimately see where all of this goes, taking us going forward into the next episode, because it looks like Madeline just won checkmate, you know. So we'll see. But really, that's all I'm going to talk about. Until the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.